Hi everybody, we're in week 6. Today should be September 21st, and I'm going to show you what I need you guys to do. I'm starting out, of course, in Schoology like I always do. The last few weeks of video instructions are here. Week 6 will be right under this. I always go into the calendar here first, and of course I suggest you expand the calendar by pressing this funny looking little X thing, and you get a pretty good idea of what's going on. We are way down here. It is almost the end of September. I can't believe it. We've got 2 weeks left, and then it's October. As we look at these calendars, there's one thing I want you to be aware of. It's not up yet because it's in October, but on October 15th is the end of the first 9 weeks. Everything in the first 9 weeks, everything we've done so far, plus everything between now and October 15th, has to be completed then, because I got to hand in grades. So if you're running a little behind, you need to step it up. Okay, this week is going to be a surprisingly easy week for you, I think. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to carry you through a few of these things, but what I'm going to show you is today, or sometime this week, whenever you want, there's a lab that I want you guys to do. It's an at-home lab. It's called potato osmosis. I'm actually going to open it up and have you guys look at it. It's not that big of a deal, and you should have all the parts you need right there at home. You're going to need a potato of any kind, really. So, you know, any piece of potato doesn't have to be big. So if there's like, you could use literally just a small chunk of potato, like some French fries. Don't use frozen French fries. It has to be a fresh potato, but just a piece of potato, some salt, and a couple of cups of water. If you have distilled, that's the best, but if not, do what you can, okay? And essentially you're going to fill 2 glasses. In 1 glass you're going to add salt, 1 glass you're going to leave without salt. Put a couple of potatoes into each glass, and then let it sit for a while. Now, it doesn't really say that here. In fact, I think I'm going to add that right now. Let sit for several hours. Then you start making some observations. Now you are going to, well, it says right here 12 hours, so I'm going to change that to 12 hours. Okay. So then you're going to write down some observations on your sheet. Okay. Then there's a quick explanation, and then I want you to draw me a sketch. This is not that difficult of an assignment, and please, folks, please give it a shot. Don't just email me and say, oh, I don't get this. I heard that an awful lot on some of these, and that's silly. It's not that hard. All right. So the potato lab, then there's an activity called the cell transport. That's for you to work your way through. It's not something you hand in. That's this guy right here. It is not something you hand in, but it is something that you work your way through and learn from. Don't forget that over here there's a couple of assignments that are optional, but I strongly encourage you to look through them. On Tuesday we have some videos. The Amoeba Sisters and Crash Course Biology. All I expect you to do all day is sit and watch videos. On Wednesday there's a mastery test, and I'm going to show that to you here. It is this mastery test right here on cell process and transport. The thing is you may already have done it because I opened it up last week accidentally, so you may have already done that, but just check and see. Let me put that back out of the way. And then 2 more, these are online labs that I want you to work on. Cell tonicity and cell homeostasis. Again, nothing to hand in, but something to do. And then finally there's an activity. I'm going to open that up and show you. That's in Admentum on cells. We're going to go through that real fast. Now, this assignment is one of those that you can make hard if you want, but it is not difficult. You can see the objective is, even though we're talking about cells, we're going to be talking in this case about influenza, which is a virus that infects cells and causes serious problems with the host. And so this is a cellular based activity, but in this case it's about influenza. But we're gonna be talking about, you're gonna be researching and looking at how the Centers for Disease Control talks to us about immunizations and that sort of thing. This is really important right now, of course, because guess what? They're coming up with the vaccine for COVID soon, and you know there's a huge question from people as to whether or not they should be taking the vaccine. And so I want you guys to read about this, learn to see if vaccines truly are effective, and we're going to start right here. Read this. It talks about modern technology and the idea of using antibiotics and vaccines to help control diseases and keep us from dying. Flu is a viral infection. Now, I don't know if you remember this or not, but antibiotics do not work on viruses. The only way to prevent a virus from infecting you is to get a vaccine before you get it. So vaccines are how we fight viruses. That should be easy to remember. They both start with a V. But one thing that's important is after you get the virus, vaccines have little, if any, effect. So make sure you understand that. Then we're going to go on here. This, of course, is where the work is. You have, I think, 5 parts. And notice what it says here. Time to complete 1 to 2 hours. Now okay, so you're smart. I can get it done in an hour. That's fine. But make sure that you're doing it right. When I grade these looking for well thought out, well reasoned answers. Here's an example of an answer that I would be happy with. Notice that it's more than a half of a sentence. It's at least 2 sentences. They're well thought out and they're well written. So please make sure that you're answering them well. Part A is just asking your opinion, but you can't just say just some dumb opinion. It has to be a thought out opinion. Part B is asking you go to the CDC website. Look how much they expect you to write. Okay? Yeah. Now, can you copy and paste? I don't care. If you find the answer to what causes the flu from the CDC website and you just want to copy and paste it there, that's fine. But I do want you to be reading it and I want you to be understanding it. So you need to answer these 5 questions from that website and put your answers here. Part C, we're going to go to another website that talks about how to prevent it. And look, we've got, what is that? 6 things right there. And yeah, you got to answer all 6. Part D is a look at a data table, and here's the data table that they want you to examine and answer some questions. Basically, look at this. All right. Here's your prompt to answer it. And then finally, Part E is pretend you're a researcher, identify specific questions you like to ask. Okay. Now, this is not difficult. You're going to have to go do some things, but this is the hardest assignment I'm asking you to do all week. So please do a good job and get it done quickly so that I am able to get your grade in, because a lot of you guys are a little behind. That's it. This is a short video because this week isn't that much. Do yourself a favor. Take advantage of this time and get caught up. I'd like for you to notice that next week, first thing, Monday, we got a post-test. And those post-tests on cells, if you will remember from the last post-test that we had on biochemistry, those post-tests are a little bit lengthier and they're a little bit harder. Yeah, you should have your notebook done. If you're not keeping your notebook up, and I'm going to be grading it at least one more time before October 15th, but whenever I tell you to do guided notes like we did last week, they need to be done so that you can use them on the post-test. And next week we have a pretty full week, reasonably full week. So get caught up, please, okay? And get to work. All right, I'm going to drop this and be done. I want to tell you guys this. Listen, you guys are not talking to me. You're not reading my emails, and you're not contacting me or talking to me. I'm expecting you to answer the phone when I call, respond to my phone calls. If you, I know, I get it. What's his phone number? If you see 801-1976, that's me. I've been calling you. I've been calling your parents. I've got a hold of a lot of you guys, but about 25% of you guys aren't answering the phone at all. And you need to be answering the phone so that I can talk to you. I'm having meetings today with students. I'm doing them live at OAA, which is kind of where the virtual school is housed through. I'm also doing them on Zoom. And if you're not meeting with me and you need help and your grade is low, this is on you to get set up. Okay? Call me. That's what I'm here for. Text me. I'm happy to answer questions. Email me. Zoom with me. And if nothing else, meet me at OAA. I've got a meeting here I'm going to be at in 1 hour with a student. I'm happy to do it. And I want to see you guys be successful. This class is not difficult, but it is also time consuming. And a lot of you guys are thinking that this can be done in an hour a week, and it can't. You should be spending 30 to 45 minutes a day in class. That's 2.5 to 3 hours a week. All right, I'm going to let you go. It's coming up on 10 minutes, so thank you. You guys have a good day. Have a good week. Enjoy the cool weather we're about to get, and get everything done and caught up so that you can be ready for the test next week. All right, I'm done. I'm out.